What's up everybody, Liam here. In today's video we're going to be talking about cold therapy. Now lately you may have seen a lot more people doing things like swimming in the sea. And I'm not talking about swimming in the sea in the Bahamas, I'm talking about swimming in the sea if you're from somewhere like me in Scotland where it gets pretty damn cold. You may have also seen videos of athletes and celebrities doing things like ice baths or doing cryotherapy, which looks like something straight out of a sci-fi movie. So what is all the hype behind cold therapy, what are the benefits, and how it can actually change your life for the better? That's what we'll be talking about today in this video, so stay tuned. Well, you have a few different kinds. So you have your cryotherapy, which is done with cold air in the chamber you see people in, or you have cold water therapy, which is done with anything like a cold shower, or you have full water immersion with things like ice baths or cold water swimming. And the cold therapy that we'll be talking about most is cold water therapy, as this has been proven to be more effective and it's also just easier to do than cryotherapy. Now, experts are not exactly sure when cold therapy was started, but it dates back to ancient Egypt times where it was used for things like injuries, so it's not exactly a new concept. But one reason that you may have seen it blow up recently in popularity is due to one man, Wim Hof. So if you don't know who he is, let's just take a quick look at some of the things he has done and what he's all about.
Wim Hof has defied logic time and time again, and always under scientific scrutiny. He holds the world record for being able to be submerged in ice for almost 2 hours without his core body temperature changing. He's climbed Mount Everest in nothing but a pair of shorts, and ran a marathon in the desert without drinking any water. He's even proven in a laboratory setting that he can withstand illnesses using the power of his mind.
I created a method. The components are breathing, mindset, and cold exposure. Gradual, non-forced cold exposure. And that's to optimize the mind-body connection.
There's been a few studies around Wim Hof and some of the amazing feats he's been able to accomplish, as he's been able to do things that people previously thought weren't possible. And he says through doing his method of breathing and gradual cold exposure, he can optimize the connection between his mind and body. So essentially, he's able to take conscious control over aspects of his physiology. And the best part is, he says that you can learn to do this too.
Wim's mission is to use his body as a laboratory to revolutionize our understanding of physiology. In 2011, he was injected with a bacterial endotoxin in an experiment that challenged our understanding of the nervous system. In normal humans, the injection should cause a strong immune response, leading to fever, chills, and headaches, but not in Wim. It appeared that he was somehow able to suppress his immune response by making his body secrete adrenaline, suggesting that his method can allow us to influence our immune system at will. Scientists thought he might just be a freak of nature, so to further prove this theory, they performed the same experiment on 12 subjects Wim had trained in Poland, and the same thing happened.
So as you can see, there's now lots of research being done on cold therapy and its benefits. So let's take a quick look at some of those benefits that have now been backed by the science. But first, if you want to learn more about Wim Hof and his method, which I'd highly recommend, make sure to go check out his YouTube channel. He's got a lot of great content on there that'll help you guys out. Some of the main benefits of cold therapy include being less cold, believe it or not. One of the reasons for this is that your body is able to adapt and develop higher levels of something called brown fat, which is a tissue that is activated and heats the body to maintain your core temperature in cold conditions. But cold therapy won't make you overweight or anything like that. It's not that kind of fat. But this is just one of the many adaptations your body makes in order to aid your ability to withstand cold. Next, we have less muscle soreness. The reason that cold helps with reduced pain is that it causes your blood to constrict, which reduces the blood flow to the area, like how you would with an ice pack to reduce the swelling and inflammation. However, if you're using cold therapy for muscle recovery, it's important to know that there are other methods such as active recovery or stretching or foam rolling even, that are just as effective for this and that are easy to integrate into a regular routine. And this is something that I feel has been over-exaggerated, as there's not really any strong evidence supporting its benefits for recovery. But people likely feel they're recovering faster, again due to the fact that the cold can help reduce muscle pain at the time. Cold therapy helps strengthen your body's immune system. This is one of the main benefits that you'll hear about, And there's a lot of truth to this. Cold therapy stimulates your body's immune system, which could help your ability to fight illness. And there's a lot of studies to support this as well, like the one done on Wim Hof and his students. The last physical benefit I'll go over is that cold therapy might help you lose more fat. Now, you may have heard of people saying things like it'll help you boost your metabolism and this will help you lose a lot more weight. And this is true to an extent, but I'm always skeptical when I say these things, as I don't want them to be misinterpreted. So believe me, I'm not saying that if you do cold therapy, you're going to lose a ton of weight and this will be the answer to all of your fat loss problems. But how this works is your body needs to burn more calories to upregulate your core temperature when you're in cold conditions. This essentially works like as if you had a fire in a cold room. The colder it is, the more wood you need to put on the fire to keep it from going out. And while studying Korean women who have earned their livings diving for seafood in cold waters, researchers found that their basal metabolic rate was significantly higher during winter diving months compared to summer dives. But honestly, I wouldn't bother doing cold therapy if you're doing it for fat loss, as this will probably be the exact same as just doing normal cardio, but will be far more difficult and annoying to do. And obviously, even if it did help you burn more calories, that doesn't exactly mean you're going to lose more fat, because there's a lot more factors that go into it, but yeah, that's for a different video. Finally, the benefits that I really want to talk about are the mental aspects of doing cold water therapy. This is the reason that I do it myself, for mental aspects, as I feel pushing myself to do things that are uncomfortable or make me nervous actually helps me deal with real life problems. Helps me develop discipline, stay calm in stressful situations, and has improved my overall happiness. But you don't have to take my word for it. There are many studies that have shown that cold water therapy can be effective for alleviating symptoms of mental disorders, such as depression and anxiety. In one study, researchers found where their participants take 2 cold showers for 2 to 3 minutes at a time had decreased depressive symptoms. One of the reasons this might help with depression is that cold exposure can activate the sympathetic nervous system and increase the levels of noradrenaline in the blood, and as well as increase the synthetic release of noradrenaline in the brain as well. Noradrenaline is a hormone and neurotransmitter in the body that plays a role in a number of functions, including attention, stress reduction, energy levels, and the regulation of emotions. And it's thought that the basis of depression is a reduction in noradrenaline as well as serotonin and dopamine. And antidepressants work by regulating the level of these hormones in the body. But studies have also shown that this can be done by using cold therapy as well. In one study where participants were immersed into 4.4 degrees Celsius water for only 20 seconds over the course of a 12-week period, increased their adrenaline by 200 to 300%. Noradrenaline is also used in the treatment of ADHD, which is a disorder that has drastically affected me along with many others in this world. But since I started doing cold therapy along with meditation, which has similar effects, the symptoms of ADHD have reduced significantly. And obviously I can't prove that it was the cold therapy and meditation that helped me, but since then I have become a drastically different person. And I'd stand by that all day. So if you have been experiencing any issues similar to me, then it can't hurt to give it a try for yourself and see if it works. I also made a video specifically about meditation, so if you're interested in learning more about that, I'd highly recommend checking out that video. And another benefit of cold therapy is that it just simply makes you mentally tough, as it's really difficult to throw yourself into freezing cold water, as every fiber of your being is telling you not to do it. And the discipline that you develop from something like that will carry over into other areas of your life. And now I'm going to leave you with a challenge to go and try this for yourself. So my challenge to you is to try and have a cold shower every day for just 30 seconds for 1 month. And I know that this sounds like a lot, 30 seconds in the cold water seems like a lifetime, but I promise you the benefits of doing this will be worth it. But you don't have to do this every day. Even if you can only do once or twice a week, that's still going to be very useful. So you can just start there, and then maybe after a couple of weeks of trying this, you can increase the amount of times you do it per week. Or if you feel your intolerance is increasing, that you can increase the amount of time you're actually in the cold for. So instead of doing 30 seconds, you can do 40, and then slowly increase from there. But I wouldn't try and add more than 10 seconds to your total time in the cold sooner than every week or so. as you want to start gradually and slowly build up. But you can go swimming in the sea or do something like an ice bath as well. Just try and stick to around the 30-second mark. But if you are just doing this challenge with the shower, then you can definitely start hot, just like a normal shower, wash yourself, and then gradually turn it colder and colder, and then stay in that cold water for around 30 seconds. And that should make it easier to sort of get into it, opposed to just jumping in straight into freezing water, which could be a bit more daunting for you. Well, there you have it, folks. That's everything you need to know about cold therapy and how to do it. If you enjoyed this video, please do leave it a like and subscribe if you want to keep up to date with more great topics like this one. Thanks for watching, and until next time.
I hate when people talk during the movie.